Noisy Pixel.
Welcome back, folks, to the Noisy Pixel podcast for August 3rd, 2021. This is episode 11 this time. I'm your host, Arthur, joined today by Azario. How are you today, sir?
I'm feeling good, Arthur. It's a much better week than last week. I always know that it's going to be a good week because I'm caught up on everything. And after this podcast is over, I got nothing.
You're going to be behind, though, because then you need to get the podcast up.
I usually do that an hour before I post it, which is almost 30 minutes before you complain that it's not posted.
I was gonna say, I thought you did five.
I'm doing it. Don't.
I thought you did 5 minutes after I complained, which is why I was so diligent about it for so long.
No. I'm perfecting it, though. I'm getting better at cutting corners and making it less work.
Lovely. Well, the voice you just
corners, then our viewers are going to be like, wait, they're cutting corners on this podcast.
You notice the video resolution is down, but the audio is up. That was the secret, because typically rendering would have taken me like 30 minutes. Not anymore.
The voice you just heard, Brian, is with us again, joining us 2 weeks in a row.
Hi, everybody. I'm back for 2 weeks. Hey. Let's go for 3 next week.
Trifecta.
Yeah.
And we also got Ian here as well. So
hello.
A shaven Ian.
A shaven Ian.
I know. I was about to comment on that too.
Yeah, I thought if, in an earlier relationship with viewers that I need to expose my face. That way it's not weird when it happens later.
You just rip the Band-Aid.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to pitch by you, Arthur. We didn't talk about this before the show, but
oh boy, my favorite. Things we figure out live on the show.
Yeah.
I was looking at PAX West is supposedly happening this year, and we're set to go. We got tickets, we got room, but it's like 50 days out, something like that, and there's no exhibitors announced. Do you guys feel like this is not going to happen?
I mean, worst case, we just have a nice vacay, right? Just a Noisy Pixel bonding time.
well, we're getting Mark over there, so I was thinking we do our 3-year anniversary video as we did on our first year and skipped our second year. So I mean, we might as well do that. Mm-hmm. But
was the first video in Seattle as well?
No, it was in San Francisco.
Hometown. It was in San Francisco.
Hometown we'll represent.
Another city trip. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
No, I don't think it's going to happen. To answer your questions, I don't think it's going to happen. The cases of COVID are going up.
Yeah.
There's so many different things happening.
That Delta variant.
Goddamn Delta
There's
variant.
So many variants now. They're like freaking Pokemon now.
Yeah, it's a Pokemon release. We got Sword and Shield.
Which one's the shiny COVID variant?
Jesus
Gotta catch them all.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. So for listeners, we do plan to go to PAX West, but if it's going to happen or not, I'm not sure.
You said 50 days? The website says 31 days. So
I was going to say, yeah.
Oh, is it? It's August.
It's August, dude. I August. Said the date.
Yeah, we're in August now.
And next month is
September.
Yep.
3rd to the 6th.
And no exhibitors are announced? Fuck, this isn't happening.
It's even worse.
Is that actually what it is?
Yeah, it's like September, it's like Labor Day, September. Yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah, you go to the website and you look up Expo Hall and they say list coming soon.
Yeah, it's like 5 people.
Okay.
So it's like it's Activision.
Yeah, I mean,
they're the only ones that once.
I think Activision might be a little busy right now dealing with some chaos.
Maybe that's like the big apology stuff. Yeah,
that's
we'll be at PAX. We'll personally apologize to you in PAX.
Yeah.
Hey, gamers, no one else are going to be there, but we'll be there.
Yeah. That's how you know.
Forgive us.
You guys.
putting our employees at more risk.
Oh, man.
All right. We can continue, Arthur.
Well, yes. Which means a better time to have audience engagement. If you were thinking of going to PAX West just to see the Noisy Pixel crew, now you absolutely have to, because nothing else will be there.
We usually refer to ourselves as the Noisy Pixel boys. We're like, Yeah, we walk in. Those are Noisy Pixel boys, you know.
When do we ever do that?
Never happening, but
we just punch a nerd in the face, pull a chair from out under somebody, take their table.
I think we also have some girls that we're going to be coming this time, so that might not work.
We're definitely no longer the Noisy Pixel boys.
Yeah, I was going to say very exclusionary of you.
So no one's going to get punched this time.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, Arthur. I'm sorry.
Let's move on to the only news story that we have, and Brian was laying the tracks for me a little bit, but the only big thing we got going on this week that we're going to talk about at length, I guess, is these microtransactions that have appeared, or rather, just the whole business model has sort of changed with Pokemon Go and
Pokemon Unite.
Oh yeah, the same idea, different game.
Different type of game.
This is how much I know about this.
It's a Pokemon mobile game that's a MOBA.
Yes. On Switch and mobile.
Well, for what it's worth,
the topic that we'll be discussing is microtransactions in that game.
Yes. For what it's worth, though, I do understand that Pokemon Go, the separate game, also had some big changes to its business model. But who cares about that? That was more related to the pandemic and such. Okay, well, since I clearly don't know anything about Unite, given that I thought it was a totally different game until a second ago. Brian, maybe you can explain what the situation is here.
Okay. I only know a little bit more than Arthur regarding.
We're going to find out.
I know that. I know that it is a MOBA. That it's like a light version of a MOBA.
Oh, a multiplayer online battle arena.
Yes. The thing that was popular forever ago and everybody wanted to get on, and they decided to put in a Pokemon game version of it. And so you play as you're instead of champions or heroes or whatever, they're Pokemon that you're playing as. And I think you get as with MOBAs, you're on a team fighting another team, and there's objectives. But as far as microtransactions go,
maybe I can ask a question or two, and this will help guide your explanation. So typically, MOBAs kind of have two paths. There's like the League of Legends, you pay for heroes or Pokemon. And then there's the Dota, you get everything for free. So what was the traditional monetization route for this particular game? Do you know?
It's a season pass. And they release characters.
They actually do a battle pass. Yeah.
Yeah. They release characters. So you have 5 free characters or something like that if you do the free version, because it is a free rotation. It's a rotating.
Okay, so that's like League of Legends. Okay.
Yeah. They took that model, and the characters that are available in a 51-day season pass. So you have 51 days to get these characters and stuff. So they kind of nailed down this. You got to do it now, or you're never going to have it later. You know, it's that idea. But from
what has changed
from this game?
So it's not necessarily what has. Yeah, it's not necessarily what has changed, but people are starting to talk more about the pay to win aspect of the microtransactions for Pokemon Unite.
Okay.
Because like we were saying, for League of Legends, microtransactions are mainly cosmetic, as opposed, or I think the only thing in League of Legends that would be considered, I guess, pay to win is experience boosters or IP boosters to help you unlock more characters and things like that.
Well, as a Dota fan, I feel like I can make a strong argument against that, but sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's a good thing, but hey, people got if they want to make money and that's how they want to do it, that's fine. It's not game breaking.
Yeah, well, so the notable criticism of League of Legends is that they will release new heroes that are frequently balanced to be way more powerful than every other hero, and they usually have to pay for them when they first come out, which is kind of like a criticism I've heard multiple times about League of Legends approach. But yes, generally these games tend to be more cosmetics focused, but it sounds like Pokemon Unite would not be the first MOBA to sort of implement more pay to win stuff. Do you know what the details are of that?
Yeah. So in Pokemon Unite, there's items you can attach to your held items you can give to your Pokemon that have stats like critical attack, special attack, and things like that. And I believe you can level those items up to level 30, but the pay to win aspect comes into where you can accelerate that by just paying money. So you don't have to go through a grind of doing that. So say someone who spends zero money, is just starting the game out, gets matchmade with somebody who just decided to spend like $50 and they clash head to head, just those individual characters. One character is going to lose regardless of what the level is for them.
Yeah. Pokemon can equip up to 3 items, and those 3 items can have like attack +5 or attack +20 or some, or like defense or speed.
This is across games, right? It's tied to your account rather than within the individual game.
It's a permanent item for the character. Yeah. So they basically, you pay for these boosters for those items to level it up to 30 like super fast. And people are upset about it because obviously it's a stat thing, and in MOBA, like, stats are everything. Any edge you can get in like a competitive sense is going to be a big deal, and the fact that you just shell money away to do it is problematic.
Right. And then the insidious element is that this is a game for children, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
It very much is. Yeah. Even the MOBA aspect of it is pretty toned down, where it's centralized on a small arena, and you walk out with your party. You can fight other Pokemon that are just chilling inside, but you collect orbs and then just bring them back to your team to get points. But there's no like towers, or there's no like real like grunts, like it's as a game, it's pretty straightforward. And if you're playing with friends who aren't putting money into it, it's fun sometimes. And that's kind of what sucks, is that it's not the game that sucks. It's playing it online the way it's supposed to be played sucks, because the matchmaking is terrible. And I don't know, if you have elements are already tied into the Pokemon franchise to be like, this one's weak against this one, that's enough right then and there, like that should be enough for, you shouldn't be like this fire type getting wrecked by, I don't know, what the fuck is fire not weak to, guys?
Venusaur.
Well, Venusaur he should have killed Venusaur, but he's getting wrecked by Venusaur.
No, that's not true, right?
Fire.
Yeah, because like fire burns plant, right?
That's like
There's so much shame happening in this conversation.
Yeah,
I know.
Is that right?
Okay.
Yeah, dude. No, Blastoise would be the one that wrecks Charizard, right? Water beats fire,
Yeah,
fire beats
Charizard,
leaf.
You give him enough, like you give him, you have him hold this rock, and this Charizard can now fuck up a Squirtle.
Yes.
As Dario was saying, if you're a fire type, you shouldn't be getting messed up by, and you didn't know what type to say. And I'm telling you, get messed up by a leaf type.
Yes, leaf type.
Yeah, you shouldn't be getting messed up by a leaf type. Yes.
No. I was getting wrapped up.
It's probably not called leaf, by the way, but yes.
Yeah, I think it is.
It is, yeah. I said the wrong thing. I said plant, but it's leaf, yeah. But
or grass type?
I'm pretty sure it's grass.
Grass. There you go.
Yeah, that sounds real.
That's cool.
First of all, let's broaden the conversation a little bit. It's not that we're all like hardcore Pokemon Unite fans here. Is that this is generally a theme of the industry of just putting in. What it amounts to is reliable quarterly revenue. So if you have a user base and you implement something that ensures that they're going to keep spending money every month or every quarter, then developers, publishers are encouraged to do that now, because that's just the way of the market. And this can be done in good ways or really bad ways. And I think this particular topic this particular example just sort of opened up the topic for what the dynamic is there.
A way not to do it. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Sorry, you were in the middle of saying something though. Go ahead.
Well, I believe that the pay to win aspects of this games are tied into its gameplay loop, to where these items, you can't just take away this even after you've just implemented it at launch. People already put money into it. It's not something that you can patch out later. Hey guys, we fucked up. The items are gone. No, you can't do that. Like, they're going to have the developer is Timmy, which is owned by Tencent. So I think right away you could probably already assume that this is a monetization styled game. There are 5 in-game currencies from what I know. I don't know the names of them, but there's 5 available to pick up different items. It sucks. It's just it just sucks because this game is never going to go anywhere. But the people that are putting money into it now are probably going to be forced to continuously put money into it after the 2 months are over for the season 1, because they already just put $50 into it. Well, they're going to want to do it again.
Oh, the sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah.
Meet again.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, I already did it. It's like the Call of Duty stuff. You know a new Call of Duty is coming in a year, but you're going to spend $150 on this one this time. Yeah.
Yes. That is one of the more particularly disappointing aspects of this trend towards games as a service. I feel like people just get so much buy-in with one particular game that your desire to play anything else greatly diminishes. Mm-hmm. Which isn't great for the general competition of, what new games are there to play. At some point, every company has their game as a service, and that's just what they make now. Everybody's making the same fucking game.
I do wonder, Nintendo, their mobile games as well are pretty highly monetized. Like they know that they've been criticized on this before, and it doesn't seem like they really care. It's that the homemaker one, even the Mario one had monetization, and it's just like, come on, guys, like we've already talked to you about this. But
can you back up for a sec? I didn't pick up on this until just now. You said the game is made by a company owned by Tencent. Mm-hmm. So Timmy. It's not Nintendo.
It's Timmy Studios developed with the Pokemon Company. But I'm pretty sure the Pokemon Company just licensed it out.
Okay, so it's a licensed game.
Yeah, well, the Pokemon Company owns Pokemon. Sure. I don't think Nintendo owns the Pokemon Company, do they?
That's a deep. I think they do, but I don't think. I think they're their own. Like I think a lot of Nintendo things are like how Kirby has their own.
Well, because I know that
Pokemon Company owner Nintendo, Game Freak, and
Game
Creatures. Creatures. I don't know if it's jointly owned.
I was thinking of Game Freak because Game Freak develops like Giga Wrecker Alt, which is on all consoles. Okay, so it's it's probably joint.
Yeah, I mean all this. First of all, the fact that Nintendo doesn't own Pokemon is insane to me. I thought that was like the thing. I guess I'm just behind. Sorry.
Well, you're forgiven. We're all friends. We're all friends here.
I'm wondering when I hear. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. Yeah. Let me know.
No, I was just wondering if there was any way to have these microtransactions in a Pokemon game work, because it seems like out of all their properties, it seems like the one that would lend to that the best, because there were just so many. And I'm wondering why they didn't lean into that more if they were going to go down that route, which is like there are all these different Pokemon. Instead of the leveling aspects, maybe focus on different types of things you can get. And I think even that would have gone over maybe better. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Am I wrong, do you think, in that? Or
I think if they just did costumes and the rotating free characters, that would have been fine, but they did everything. They did season pass, premium currency, items that give you an edge. They did everything, and it's incredible. It's incredible. Yeah. Sucks.
Because I think the Pokemon Unite would have benefited the best trying to follow like League of Legends type business model, where they do have things that are highly cosmetic, but you can also do like. I think League now has like loot crate stuff that you do, but also it's for cosmetic stuff like emotes that you can basically just BM when you kill people and stuff like that. And like maybe like have some like pay to have a shiny Pokemon skin for your Pokemon or something, or like different like particle effects for the skills and things like that.
Yeah,
having stat related stuff is wrong. Like that shouldn't be a thing in a competitive game. Like even if it's for kids, like in like the core gameplay mechanic, it messes up with matchmaking, because how are you going to matchmake people who have paid to have really strong items versus don't have it? And then it kind of ruins the grind for a lot of people too when they want to like make that progress themselves.
Doesn't League of Legends also have a cross game stat booster?
Not for stats. No, nothing stat related. It's
there's not like that like
IP,
drop down menu you
in-game
pick.
currency game. So those are masteries and stuff.
Yeah.
But those you don't pay for those. Yeah, those you don't buy. That's like in the game. You select the path ahead of time. What do you want to do? And that's tied to your accounts level, which I believe caps out. No, it doesn't cap out anymore. It used to. But yeah, as far as the game goes for League, for purchasing stuff, you can get IP gain, which is basically like the in-game currency used to like unlock champions and stuff like that. So you could buy like boosters to do it that way, or just pay real money to buy the champions and stuff. Or you can pay for, I think EXP gain to like level up your account. I'm not sure if that's still a thing anymore, but your account level doesn't really reflect your character. Like in the actual game itself, when you're playing the game, it doesn't really affect that.
Okay, I'll resist the urge to go in on League of Legends business model, but I was going to say,
I feel like you just you like fucking rolled for a League of Legends character and didn't get the one you wanted, so you just have all this built up.
What the hell, man? I played 7 games to play as Annie because she kept destroying me at mid, and now I keep losing as Annie. This game sucks.
Yeah, I think he just got really burnt down.
I mean, like I like game, like obviously for MOBAs, like balancing is going to always be an issue. So I think Pokemon Unite will also have that issue of some Pokemon being better than other Pokemon, but you're adding a whole nother thing on top of it with having to balance items on top of that, that you can pay real money for, which it makes it harder to balance the game, and it also just doesn't make it fun for players.
Yeah, I feel like those attack boosts is just insane to me. That's fucking nuts. I don't know who thought that was a good idea to have inside your game.
Well, I'm certain people buy it, right? It's just like a matter of the thing that's weird about this is like the critical mass you'd have to get for the game to suffer is quite extensive. Like you'd have to have pretty widespread boosting going on that people are so pissed about that they stop playing. But along the way, you can kind of keep people hooked for long enough, even though their experience with the game is just getting objectively worse by the decisions that they're making. Which, by the way, I think is something that like Dota is kind of experiencing. I don't know if this is tightly related, but Dota doesn't charge anything. It's very cosmetic focused, sort of like the things Brian was mentioning. Like there's Dota Plus now, which gives you unique character wheel chats. So if you're playing as a character and you pay $6 a month, and then you now have access to say a clever phrase that your hero would say. And the more you play that hero, the more phrases you get. And that seems like harmless, but if anybody knows anything about Dota, it's the toxic community. And it turns out having, even more ways to taunt the other players has not really helped.
That's true.
It's retention.
It's a psychological war battle.
Yes. Yeah. And the player count has sort of dropped in recent years. And I mean, it's hard to pin on what that is exactly. I know I've tried not to play as much Dota lately, but I do feel like I've seen more and more people rage quit. At some point the whole game suffers, but like there's enough going on for a long enough period of time. It's hard to tell who the culprit is. And I imagine things like boosting, is a similar situation where they're like, hey, people are buying this thing like it's hotcakes. This is working out great for our business model, and not really taking a long view on anything.
So we're all in agreement. Monetization, bad.
I guess the harder thing to put to the easy dodge to the question I'm about to ask is like, if we're not game developers, it's not our problem. But the point. The good point, the best argument for games as a service is because game development was just so incredibly volatile. The idea that you have a business that doesn't make any money at all for 2, maybe 4 years, and then it's supposed to make a bunch of money in 2 weeks. And if it doesn't, then, okay, not only is the business shut down, but like you have to declare bankruptcy. Like that seems insane. So people want to get around that, specifically shareholders. And what we're seeing, the squeezing of gamers is the result of that. So you kind of understand where they're coming from, but like, how are you supposed to implement that in a way that isn't super annoying? I think for the most part, the best version that I can kind of look at is games that just release like a lot of updates, and occasionally like an expansion. Like I'm reading Jason Schreier's first book right now, Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. And there's a section about Diablo 3. And when that game first came out, it was kind of a disaster. And they sort of just, hunkered down and recommitted to the game, but then focused on an expansion and kept doing updates after that. So the game just kept selling over time, even though it sold a lot in its initial release window. So to me, like, that seems like that makes sense. And they even did things like they got rid of the auction
like a good
house
reason of why you should have games as a service.
Yeah. Like you're actually providing more content rather than just like trying to squeeze in microtransactions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here's a costume. Here's a revised character, stuff like that.
Yeah. Here's a seasonal event that maybe you want to partake in.
Yeah, Arthur, you brought this up earlier in the conversation where you kind of wanted to discuss a bit about, because, Pokemon Unite is a very like kid focused brand. And so there's going to be a lot of like young people playing this game and kind of the predatory nature of monetization and stuff. I just wanted to see what thoughts you had on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a part of the conversation for a while. I'm trying to remember when that really cringe video came out from that politician, where they were saying like, hey, don't use microtransactions. It's a trap. Or does anybody remember what I'm talking about? But generally microtransactions sort of being branded as a type of gambling, I think is pretty fair, especially with a lot of the systems. I think the specific ones were like when you had like a chance, like you'd pay $10 and you'd have a 1 in 10 chance for 10 different treasures. And you just had to keep buying and buying and buying until you got all of them. And I know and
they wouldn't tell you the odds either.
Yeah. Not telling you the odds would be especially bad, but also just like, hey, conveniently, I can never get the last one for some reason. And there's not a lot of, whatever the term is, guidelines on how to prevent that from being the case in this field. So that stuff seems bad in general. I don't think anybody got into video games to make gambling machines. In fact, I think people kind of cringe when they hear an industry term gaming refer to gambling. And yeah, I mean, I think it's bad across the spectrum. I guess there's an easy point here to say that it's especially bad for children, but I think just in general, that doesn't seem like a good design approach to anything. I can't think of a single example where it was good for the company, for the user base, or for the industry.
Yeah, it's the same reason why there's companies that sell anime seasons for $500, $400 when they release, because they only need about 1,000, 2,000 people to buy it for them. I mean, that's a small scale. There's probably more people that buy it, but they release it at it's so expensive that they have a few whales that just put all the money into it and they just prey off of them. And that's the reason why they keep doing it. And there's just like, and then the argument comes up is it addictive? Is it how? With Pokemon Unite, the problem I'm thinking is like kids are already exposed to it with like people will just hand a kid a mobile game or a mobile phone and it's there on all the games that they download. But now they're getting it on their Switch. Now this handheld that's like mostly gaming experiences is now telling them, hey, you can buy stuff if you want to. It's a little much. It's a little too much, I'm thinking.
And none of us have kids here, right? So like it's this weird thing, I'm sure, as a parent, that you're having to like think about that all the time of whatever game you're playing that has that for your kid, that depending on how easy they make it, either as far as mobile or Switch, you could see that bill rack up really quick with just giving your kid a game and hoping they don't bug you for a while. and now, you're paying for that. So it really sucks. And the idea that that's set up knowing that it is marketed more towards kids it's not good. I mean, and just to say this, because I know we probably will get comments from people. Yeah, we're all adults and we've played Pokemon, but a lot of this is for marketed towards kids. So we're not trying to say that like, oh, only kids play Pokemon,
No. We love Pokemon.
Can you imagine like a kid going to their parents like, "Hey, mom, I need $50 because I need that extra 10 attack to win this game."
Yeah.
Like, as a parent, I'd be like, "No."
Yeah.
What are you playing?
I don't want to get too
like you want this one digit to become a 10. And you're paying $50 for that to happen?
I don't want to get too far into infantilizing the youth, because I definitely remember being a 12-year-old playing GTA 3 and everyone very concerned about what that was doing to me, which was nothing. It didn't do anything to me. I was fine.
Speak for yourself. I got arrested, man. I stole a car.
Still committing that Grand Theft Auto. No, but I would say generally, though, I don't think it's good for a bunch of reasons, people just to be designing addictive things that make you spend money. Games are sort of like inherently, I don't want to say addicting, but they are incredibly engaging. It's fun to like learn a new thing that you don't quite understand. And that's been kind of like the great thing about video games, is combining that experience and like tying it with narratives or tying it with mechanics so that you're kind of like using your brain to figure things out. But to sort of like corrupt that into getting you to put in a credit card number as quickly as you can, that is just as bad if you're 12 or if you're our age or even older, and everyone is susceptible to it. So I think that's where I draw the line point. Personally.
Yeah.
Poignant.
So this very special episode of the Noisy Pixel podcast.
It's so special. It's just every week is special with you guys.
Yeah.
We did get to 30 minutes quite quickly, actually, despite the one topic this week.
Any comment shout outs we want to do?
Hey, yeah, let's get to the part where we just read the comments. Another one of my favorites.
You're so fucking so salty. Oh my god.
I do appreciate the person that commented. I have to keep commenting because Arthur keeps telling me to.
Is that Todd B?
Hold on. Yes, Todd B.
Are the fucking super fan.
We appreciate it.
We love Todd B.
So this week's episode is another reminder that if you have any burning questions or just any topics that you can't wait for a news item to come up or a game to come out to get our hot take on it, feel free to drop some questions in the chat, and we may get in need enough that we'll defer to those next week. But I think that's all we're going to talk about for this week. Is there anything coming up this week that people should look out for on the website?
Ton of reviews, a lot of indie games coming out that you probably won't find anywhere else. And how I know that is because none of our staff writers wanted to do it, so I had to do it. And so,
are you calling that a Noisy Pixel exclusive?
Pretty much. It's going to be an Azario review an Azario exclusive of games that no one else wanted to review. Yeah, it's one of those weeks. What month is this? August. Pretty chill month. So
despite being the hottest of the year, a pretty chill month.
August is so boring though. There's no
August, worst month.
No Labor Days. No Independence Days.
School comes back for some people.
Oh yeah.
A lot of birthdays I've noticed. At least
a lot of people born. Yeah. It's your birthday?
A lot of people born? No. I know a lot of people that are born. Yeah. So.
Well, happy birthday, Ian.
It's not his birthday.
Mine is.
It's a lot of.
420.
Christmas love time. That's why there's a lot of August babies.
Oh yes. Hey.
Yeah.
It's Leo season, baby. For all you astrological cats out there. Okay, well. That's going to be the podcast for this week. Okay. Feel free to leave a comment, leave us a question, visit noisypixel.net for some great coverage of indie games later this week. And otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Noisy Pixel.